Hello art friends! Today's video is for beginners of realistic watercolor painting. First, let me show you what is happening outside. It's a fairy tale today. And how do you like my new video setting? But now back to this tutorial. What do you feel when you see beautiful paintings from more experienced watercolor artists? As a beginner, do you really want to start from these paintings? Do you really want to dig in? And what do you feel when you try your first paintings? You take some more complex compositions and paintings, and what are the results and how do you feel? I know from my students how they feel. They feel frustrated and bad about themselves. What I would like to show you, one of the best exercises for practicing realistic watercolor painting. First, we will start with a simple leaf in graphite study. Pick your pencils. You just need to have few of them and start with a simple subject. It's so important. I know that you are really tempted to take some more beautiful subjects, some more complex compositions, but please trust me that if you will start with something very simple, you will really learn much faster and with greater pleasure. Picking a very simple subject will help you more concentrate on how to build it more realistic. If you will take something really beautiful, you will be carried away by the techniques, by the colors, by the result. And if the results will not be as you were planning, you will feel frustration about your painting. And it's not about you, it's not about the reference or the composition, it's about just experience. You need to practice from much easier, more understandable subject and build from there your skills. Also, don't underestimate this tutorial. Don't underestimate graphite practices. You can benefit really. I truly recommend this tutorial to try. You can take leaf, you can take flower, any very simple subject. It can be just an egg, it can be a cube. It's all about seeing tonal values, building a realistic subject on a flat surface. And in this tutorial, I'm taking one reference of simple leaf, and I take that reference, turn it into mono so that it looks black and white. First, I do tutorial with the graphite pencils, completely studying the tonal values, how to build a realistic subject on a flat surface. And when you are practicing with the graphite pencils, all you need to think about is building tonal values, building those shadow, halftones, light area. You don't need to think about water, color tone, how to hold the brush, how to make those brush strokes, how to control water ratio. You only need to think about building this realistic subject. And if you do something wrong, you can erase it. So first, if you can't do it with the pencils, you will not be able to do it with watercolors. So please try your first watercolor painting starting with the graphite pencil work. It's so good for any medium. It doesn't matter you will be later painting with watercolors or with oil paints or with acrylics. It doesn't matter. All start with a graphite pencil. And after finishing graphite, we can now do the same subject, the same reference, turning it back to the colored version and do it with watercolors. You will already be familiar with this subject after tonal study with the graphite, and now you will notice that it is much easier to do it with watercolors. You already study this subject. You know where are the shadows, where are the halftones, and where is the light area. It will be much easier. And after practicing these tutorials, I also have it with the rose painting and graphite study and some other leaf from previous year. After practicing these tutorials, you will see how you better understand realistic watercolor painting. In realistic watercolor painting, it's all about seeing. The more you look in the reference, the more you start to notice things. It's not about just little things, it's about everything. It's about how you see details, how you see tonal values. There are so many of them. And that's how we build a realistic subject. It's lesser about the technique and it's more about observation skills of the reference. Or you have it in front of you as a real subject, or it is a photo. I always encourage my students to open a photo right beside the tutorial and really zoom in closer so you know and see what you are doing. Focus on details, on brush strokes. Build those layers, build those transitions. And in this case, with the leaf painting, make those veins really thin. The thinner you will make them, the more realistic will they look. And as you can see, I'm layering layer after layer, making contrast between light and dark. As this leaf starts to appear more and more realistic on a flat surface. This exercise will really help you to build your skills in watercolor realistic painting. My recommendation, try it and you will not regret it. You will see how you become more freer with painting and understanding how to build a realistic subject on a flat surface. Thank you for being here. Thank you for painting with me. See you in my next tutorials. Bye bye.